Prepare to open your mind and heart, because what you are about to hear is more than just words, it is a revelation capable of touching the deepest corners of your soul. It is important to stay until the end, because missing even the smallest detail can deprive you of the key to the changes that are so necessary. It is not just a coincidence that these words are reaching your consciousness right now. Perhaps this is exactly what you are destined to hear. What will be said has the power to awaken and perhaps even change your life. How much longer will you allow worries to steal your precious peace of mind? How long will stress drag you along like a pointless current? It's time to put an end to this. Today's challenge is to live without making excuses to anyone. To live as if every day is your last. After all, who knows, maybe it is. Perhaps this is the last day of that old version of yourself that has no place in the future. That part that is paralyzed by fear, that exhausts itself trying to please everyone, that drowns in silence, not daring to express its true feelings. Today is the day to say goodbye to that part. As the well-known wisdom says, without risk there is no triumph, and everyone realizes this. A flame is burning inside, an unquenchable spark of aspiration. The conceived project, long cherished in thoughts, requires immediate implementation. Don't put it off until ideal conditions or complete clarity arrive. The universe is not waiting, and delay can cost Taurus what they desire. If you don't dare to act, if you don't play for the cherished goal, someone else will take that place, filling the void with different energy. Don't stand aside, watching someone else's life, when you can create your own destiny. It's time to step onto the field, take a deep breath, and put your whole heart into the game. In the sphere of love, a period of tension is looming for Taurus. There are certain worries and hardships that cause anxiety. Misunderstandings with a partner can provoke the manifestation of negative personality traits, if you don't take a deep breath before speaking out. It is important to remember that being right is not always the main priority, it is more important to have a sufficiently open heart for understanding. However, for those Taurus who are not in a relationship, this time may be a call to freedom. It is necessary to wake up, shake off emotional apathy, and give free rein to feelings. Don't pay attention to other people's opinions and condemnations. Everyone has the right to enjoyment, communication, and sincere feelings without guilt. Taurus, pay attention. Someone in your family desperately needs your support. This is not just a guess, but a quiet cry for help that may have escaped your attention. Perhaps a loved one is experiencing loneliness, longing, or is facing health problems that are just beginning to manifest. You have a unique opportunity to provide support, show care, and simply be there. Don't underestimate the power of your presence and participation, because sometimes a kind word can heal better than any medicine. Be especially vigilant this weekend, as new acquaintances may appear in your path. Some of these people may seem very attractive, but remember that not all that glitters is gold. Don't rush to trust new acquaintances, as gossip, intrigue, and problems that you will have to deal with may be hidden behind a mask of charm. You absolutely don't need to waste your energy on other people's dramas. Your mission is to create, not to clean up the consequences of other people's mistakes. Your circle of friends seems quite wide, doesn't it? But when things get tough and problems fall on you, how many of these people are really there for you? Many only appear when they need something, when they are in trouble, or when you can be useful to them. But when you yourself need support, there is a deafening silence. And this silence hurts. It's time to thoroughly audit your environment, without fear of parting with those who do not deserve your attention. Leave only those who really deserve it, who are a real treasure. Wish the rest a happy journey. On behalf of the zodiac sign Taurus, allow me to declare with complete confidence and conviction, I, Taurus, from now on refuse to bear the burden that does not belong to me. Today I free myself from other people's hardships, begin to value my uniqueness, and make a choice in favor of myself, without experiencing either fear or guilt. These are not just words, this is a conscious decision dictated by the soul itself. And that's not all you need to hear. That very project that is ripening in your thoughts is not a random creation of fantasy. This is a direct call of fate, a clear signal of destiny. Abandoning this project is tantamount to rejecting an opportunity that can radically change your life. And these are not just big words, Taurus. We are talking about a literal transformation. Nature has endowed Taurus with the unique ability to turn ideas into reality, but only a modicum of confidence is lacking to fully unlock the potential. This doesn't mean doubts or fears won't arise, they inevitably will. However, it's important not to let them paralyze you. The time for action is now. The universe is waiting. Life won't deliver all the good things on a silver platter. It sends signs, creates challenges, but also provides the necessary tools. Taurus's talents and gifts are known to them, no confirmation is needed from anyone else. All that's needed is a little more faith in your own abilities. What is brewing in your head, provided it is supported by a warm heart and daily effort, is capable of bringing significant profit, stability, and continuous growth. But remember, there will be no instant results. This isn't magic, but the result of consistency, a firm decision, and demonstrating the seriousness of your intentions to the universe. The love sphere of Taurus's life is also full of surprises and deep emotions. For those in relationships, the stars advise you to discard unnecessary suspicion and distrust. Don't see danger where it doesn't exist, and don't create conflicts out of nothing, giving in to fears and premonitions. It's important to remember that in love, the main thing is not the pursuit of being right, but caring for the well-being of your loved one, even if it makes Taurus vulnerable. For single representatives of the sign, it's time to stop waiting for a sign from above and start acting. It's time to open up to new acquaintances, discard socially imposed stereotypes, and allow yourself to enjoy life. Don't live to please other people's expectations, because no one but Taurus himself will give him permission to be happy. Special attention should be paid to loved ones, especially those who need support. Don't assume that they already know about Taurus's love and care. Sometimes silence can be perceived as indifference and alienation. Taurus, as a symbol of reliability and stability, must show their best qualities and be there for those who need it. If there are suspicions of a developing illness in someone close, don't stand aside. It's important to show participation, listen, support, and provide the necessary assistance. Attention, Taurians, the coming weekend holds potential dangers, cleverly disguised as a bountiful garden. Representatives of this zodiac sign will encounter new faces, which requires increased vigilance. Don't build walls around your heart, but keep your eyes open and notice details, as envy, evil intentions, and poisonous gossip may be hidden behind friendly smiles. Taurians should avoid situations they weren't invited to and not allow themselves to be drawn into other people's intrigues. Protect your energy like a precious treasure. Among friends, conduct a thorough analysis, don't make rash decisions, but determine who makes a positive contribution to your life and who appears only for selfish purposes. Taurus is not a bottomless resource or a lifeline, but a person with feelings, prone to fatigue and in need of care. If there are friends in your environment who exhaust you and disappear, keep a respectful distance from them, guided not by anger, but by a sense of self-worth and self-respect. Also, rethink your relationships with those friends you distrust. If this friendship has survived despite doubts, perhaps it's time to give it a chance. Trust is not naivety, but a conscious choice. However, don't lose vigilance, maintain balance, and be guided by wisdom. The point is not to close your heart, but to sharpen your intuition. Oh, Taurus, don't retreat now, when passions are starting to ignite with renewed vigor. Don't let the flame that has just begun to burn go out. The words reaching your ears at this moment carry deep meaning, and if your heart beats faster, it means it has recognized the truth in them. Sometimes you live as if your strength is limitless, as if you can shoulder the burden of the whole world without the slightest damage to yourself. It seems that the whole world can lean on you without thinking about the consequences. But there comes a time when your soul begins to speak. Sometimes it happens quietly, with a barely audible sigh, a lump rising to your throat. In other cases, it cries out for help through fatigue, irritation, through the feeling that you always do everything for everyone except yourself. And today, this order of things must change. Look around. Stop Stop for a moment and feel. How many times have you had to put on a mask of well-being so as not to burden others with your problems? How many times have you said, "Everything is fine," when in reality a hurricane was raging inside? This silent exhaustion accumulates, Taurus, and corrodes you from within. But you were not born to support the whole world without receiving a drop of warmth and support in return. It's time to assert your needs, express your innermost desires, and, if necessary, raise your voice in defense of your own interests. Taking care of yourself is not a sign of weakness, but a recognition of your own significance and value. Deep down, everyone has a desire to unlock their potential, to live a life filled with meaning and joy, and not just survive. It's a need to breathe freely, not under the burden of obligations and demands, but at the behest of the heart, for pleasure and true choice. And it's important to realize that everyone has the full right to this, all the necessary opportunities and tools. All that remains is to take the first step towards your dreams. The projects and ideas that constantly arise in your mind do not appear by chance. These are concepts with their own soul and direction, in harmony with the inner world of a person. Perhaps the path to their realization is not entirely clear, and the starting point remains unknown, but this should not stop you, because the driving force in the world is not the pursuit of perfection, but the inner fire, the unquenchable spark of enthusiasm. Persistent ideas that haunt a person, waking them up in the middle of the night, are not accidental, but important messages, a kind of compass pointing in the right direction. Ignoring these signs will not stop time, but will leave a bitter regret about unrealized opportunities and unfulfilled dreams, about the hesitation to take a step towards your destiny. It's not about a lack of time or being too busy, but about a tendency to postpone what could give true meaning to existence. Often, a person puts off the realization of their passion, creative potential, and self-realization indefinitely, not realizing that this, later, may never come or come too late, when there is no longer the same enthusiasm. Therefore, those born under the sign of Taurus should allocate space and time to realize their aspirations. It is necessary to make a plan of action and start small, if necessary, but the main thing is to start acting, since no one else will do it for them. Continuing the topic of action, it is worth asking whether the heart needs a breath of sincerity. It is important to honestly answer the question of how love manifests itself, freely or cautiously. Does a person make a choice consciously or simply maintain a relationship out of habit? True love is built on truth, presence, and commitment, but also on tenderness, play, and joy. You should not stay in relationships that do not bring satisfaction, and agree to connections where you have to sacrifice your essence in order not to cause discomfort to your partner. Love should not be constant pain and require betrayal of yourself. The love that everyone deserves begins with self-love. For those who enjoy solitude, a period of renewal, self-discovery, and acceptance of new perspectives is coming. This is a chance to shed your old skin and discover new facets of yourself. However, if the past still holds you captive, if guilt for missed opportunities does not let go, then you can slam the door on those wonderful events that are striving to enter your life. Something powerful, beautiful, and free is coming, but for this it is necessary to prepare the ground, free up space. Caring for loved ones is not a burden, but a valuable opportunity. By giving, a person remembers their true essence. Each of us is an embodiment of love, especially when we stop resisting this feeling. Inside us lies a huge tenderness and ability to give, which many do not notice behind a mask of strength. It's time to show this tenderness, give without fear, and reveal yourself completely, because it also heals. At the same time, Taurians should not ignore one important aspect, their energy. This vital force, which they sometimes squander thoughtlessly, without filter or measure, just to support and save others. It is important to realize that you cannot save someone who does not want to be saved, you cannot forcibly pull a person into the light if they prefer to remain in the shadows. This is not selfishness, but wisdom. It's time to put yourself first, make a choice in favor of yourself without feeling guilty. Taurians also need space to heal, people who will nourish their energy, and not just consume it. If this requires closing doors, so be it. If it requires distancing yourself, let your voice not tremble. Taking care of your peace of mind is not a luxury, but a vital necessity. It is she who will allow you to withstand all the upcoming trials, because something large-scale is ahead and requires complete dedication. In the coming weekend, Taurians should be especially vigilant about new acquaintances. You should not rush to conclusions and idealize people, being fascinated by beautiful words or thoughtful gestures. Unfortunately, there are those who hide unkind intentions under the guise of friendliness. Intuition is a powerful tool that, despite rare mistakes, always warns of danger. It's important to pay attention to the signs, to the subtle feeling of discomfort, because it's the voice of your inner energy, which never lies. It's necessary to carefully protect personal boundaries and avoid getting involved in other people's conflicts. Trying to please everyone and participate in everything can lead to chaos and stall progress. This weekend is a great opportunity for spiritual practice. Observe from the sidelines without interfering, listen without absorbing, simply be without losing yourself. Taurus should take advantage of this chance. As for friendships, some of them may have run their course. It can be painful to admit, but it's even more painful to try to revive what is already dead. Taurus deserves friends who genuinely rejoice in their successes, not compete with them, who call just to see how they are doing, not just when they need something. True friends support you in joy and in sorrow. If there is no reciprocity, then there is no real connection, and Taurus is no longer settling for half measures. It's time to form your own tribe, surround yourself with people who inspire, support, and challenge you to grow. People who see not only a strong person who always keeps everything under control, but also a sensitive, emotional, and deep nature. This is the kind of environment Taurus needs, because although they are capable of handling anything, they don't have to do it alone. It's worth rethinking the relationship with friendships that arouse suspicion. It is likely that there is someone nearby who hopes to be given a chance, that the protective barrier will be lowered, and the door will be opened to them. After all, not everyone seeks to cause pain, and not everyone is looking for gain. Some are just there because they made a conscious choice, because they feel admiration and genuine feelings. Perhaps it is sincerity that is most frightening. But don't run from it, Taurus. Don't avoid true love and sabotage what you've been asking for so long just because it doesn't fit the old patterns of distrust. Life calls you to surrender to the moment, let go of the past, and embrace the future with all your heart and soul. Don't do it halfway, with doubts and looking back, because now is a turning point, an opportunity that, if consciously accepted, can change your life path forever. And this is not an exaggeration, but a sincere conviction. Therefore, Taurus, take a deep breath and close your eyes for a moment. You need to feel everything that is happening right now and make a choice. A choice in favor of yourself, because no one else can do it. For Taurus, a moment is coming that marks not just a finale, but rather a gateway to a new reality. This is not a trivial ending, but a turning point where the old way of life gives way to something completely different. And this is not magic or chance, but a conscious choice. It is Taurus who decides whether to return to the usual patterns or finally break the established templates, because now they have knowledge. Taurus realizes that they can no longer mindlessly waste their energy, that their value is not determined by the amount of work they do for others. They understand that they cannot constantly put out other people's fires while their own life turns to ashes. Enough sacrificing yourself for the well-being of others. It's time to ignite your own flame, make yourself a priority, and free up space for what contributes to personal growth. Listen to the voice that sees Taurus without masks and embellishments. There is no need to prove anything to deserve all the good things. No need to justify yourself or meet other people's expectations. Don't wait for recognition, because Taurus has already become a person. They are already valuable and ready for new achievements. The only permission they need is their own. Taking a close look at your own existence, as if seeing it for the first time, you can find a dissonance with what previously resonated in your soul. Which bonds feel more like shackles than friendly hugs? Which ingrained habits lead you away from your desired life path? For Taurus, a period of emotional reboot is coming, a general cleaning of the inner world. To let something new, large-scale, and deserved into your life, you need to free up space, get rid of outdated baggage. This process can be painful, but it is even more agonizing to continue carrying a burden that is no longer part of your personality. The conceived project, which has been talked about so much, has ceased to be just a fleeting idea. It has become a persistent call, an inner need, and there is no more severe punishment than postponing the realization of what a person was born for. You should reject all excuses. You don't need to have ready-made answers to all questions to begin with. You need to start acting so that solutions come by themselves. It's time to put aside doubts and get to work. Take at least 5 minutes today to dedicate to your project. Immerse yourself in it completely, for this is the true path. It's time to rethink your attachments, to open yourself to love with courage, overcoming the fear of rejection, loneliness, and possible failures. Living in constant fear of negative scenarios deprives you of the opportunity to discover the wonderful things that can happen. Love requires dedication, not control. It needs the presence of a real person, with all their strengths and weaknesses, with all the diversity of their personality. Only in this way can you find the connection you truly deserve. Attention, Taurus. Fate is preparing an unexpected turn for you, but in order for it to bear fruit, you must be ready for change. Don't cling to the familiar just for the sake of comfort. The comfort zone is certainly attractive, but it is like a golden cage that restricts freedom. Your destiny is not to languish in captivity, but to flourish, achieve great goals, and influence others in your unique way. For a moment, close your eyes and imagine yourself confidently and purposefully moving forward, feeling strength, lightness, and freedom. You are no longer burdened by other people's problems and guilt, and you are not constrained by imposed fears. Remember, Taurus is a symbol of stability, but also of progress. You combine earthly firmness with fiery energy. And, armed with this strength and awareness, answer one question honestly in the comments: what have you known for a long time that you need to let go of, but you still can't bring yourself to do it? Share your feelings, because this is not just a message, but a kind of agreement between your soul and reality. And don't forget to subscribe to the Taurus horoscope, because this is just the beginning of your journey to change.